Yeah, hey,
All
welcome
right.
to the Trudging Along podcast.
We're back, baby.
We're back, and right now we're especially trudging along.
We were trudging so hard we took a little break there.
Yeah, we're eking our way through life.
Eking.
Yeah.
I think that is a word. I don't know
is.
if it has to do with liquid or not.
You eke your way. That means you're just lumps of crap.
Oh, that's disgusting. So it is kind of a liquid.
Yeah, you just exist.
All right. Well, cheers to existing, I
Yeah,
suppose.
speaking of that, here we go.
There it
That's a
is.
nice Pilsner.
I hope everyone's doing well. I hope all the trudgers that were listening, you're still trudging. You're still making your way. You're still getting by.
Yeah, you're just barely.
Keep going with that.
You're barely hanging on.
Yeah. No.
Well, no, and so you're allowed to be happy.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what we strive for. First of all, if any of you are above trudging and you're strolling, nay, a light jog,
That's
hell
fantastic. Thank you.
yeah. Yeah, please do.
It gives
please.
me hope.
Well, I wouldn't go that far as to giving me hope.
But it's possible.
Yeah, it is. I think it really is. Probably not for me, but maybe for you. Keep going, guys. That's the name of it. Hope you made it through the holidays. Hope you had a good Christmas and a good New Year. I think we also stopped maybe before Halloween. Hope your Halloween was great. You had a fantastic Remembrance Day. That took you all the way into the Christmas season. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
Yeah.
No, we stopped right before.
No, we haven't had any trudging along in a spell. It's been a spell.
It's been a spell.
Well, we were busy. We had stuff to do, like trying to stave off suicidal tendencies.
Yeah. Well, what's going on?
I think we just jump right into today's events. I think
I don't want to go to jail though.
you're not going to go to jail. First of all, as you said, like this is a dual effort happened here. It was more so your part.
Well, it's never been done. It was the first time for me.
Yeah, we shared a first time together today. So we were picking up some ice cold beers for the podcast. I'm taking a sip right now. Oh yeah. So Dave was kind enough to pick me up. Then we went to go to the liquor store. There's one kind of near my place that's becoming our go-to. Decent selection there. So we are going towards. We're going up the steps to the liquor store, and there's a voice calling out. I didn't know if.
Hey boys.
That's what he was saying, right?
Hey boys. I thought he was like mocking us.
Yeah, I thought he was too.
But then I realized that he's sitting with his friend in front of the beer store. So I was like,
just off to the side of the liquor store,
Yeah.
so just out of purview of any of the employees.
And they had that sheepish look on. They're right away. I knew they were trying to get us to bootleg. It's called bootlegging.
Right. So there's about 8 steps that lead up to the liquor store. So they were out of view, right? And you caught on to this much quicker than I did.
Yeah, because I used to do it when I was young. You wait in front of a liquor store like a moron, and you got to judge who would actually agree to boot. We call it boot for me.
So my dad would always just have tons of beers in the fridge. So if I wanted to sneak a beer, I would just grab one out of the fridge.
Oh yeah, but we do it on someone else. If I would go to a friend's house where they were like really strict on.
You want to hear
drinking.
something real fucked up? I'm gonna tell you something real fucked up.
Let's hear it.
I was in high school. Most of my friends were older than me.
You were molested.
I mean, not that I know of. Actually, I think I told you about that story where I was somewhat molested at a party. There's a photo.
Oh yeah. We've already talked about that.
I think we have.
Yeah.
Anyways, my dad, because like my older friends were of legal age.
Where's this going?
Well, my friends were of legal age, and they'd be drinking beers. And I might have a little wobbly pop every now and again. My dad sat down and wrote a 3-page letter and handed it out to like
all your parents?
All the parents of the friends and all the friends being like, basically, you could have summed it up in like, hey, my kid's not allowed to drink booze at your house till he's 18. That was it. But he made a fucking meal of it.
18 too. That's pretty. Oh, because you were 18 in Alberta.
Alberta's 18. Like I didn't turn 18 until halfway through my first semester of university.
Me too.
I was 17 going to university. So, now looking, I wish I had a copy of that letter. I remember it started off. It started off like friends, relatives, countrymen, lend me your ears or something like that.
Oh, you're trying to be cute about it?
Yeah. And I think it.
Can I stop you right there?
It kind of succeeded a little bit, but
can I stop you really quick?
Please,
right there?
yeah.
I'm looking over at my utilities box.
Yeah, your power panel here.
Power panel, and it's called Siemens.
It is. Yeah, it's called Siemens. The sticker's upside down. It's also spelled Siemens.
Yeah, I think it's a sophisticated way of Siemens.
Well,
Why would
I
you
think
ever name your company that?
It's probably a last name.
Yeah, I know. Oh, Siemens. That you're fucked. If I had a last name that was Seaman, how would you ever survive that?
Yeah, no, you're coming out of middle school a stronger individual. That's for sure.
There's no fucking way.
Whether it doesn't even matter if you're a guy or a girl. I suppose if you're a girl with the last name Seaman, it'd be worse.
Seaman? Oh
Yeah.
my god.
I have a really good story.
Go back to your dad's letter.
That kind of reminded me of another story that I learned. I learned something over Christmas.
I don't
know if I can say that on the podcast. If I don't say about who, I don't know if I can say that on the podcast.
My line of sight is directly at Siemens.
Yeah, it usually is. Your line of sight's usually right at Siemens.
Yep. No. Well, I lined myself up for that. Huh?
Yeah, you did.
Anyways, what's your dad's letter? He tried to sound witty about it.
Well, I think he kind of
must have thought he was a fucking loser.
I was annoyed that it was being made such a because
Did any of the parents laugh about it?
I'm sure they did. The letter made the rounds amongst all the friends too, and it was kind of like here we go. Because I'd also.
But everyone knows your dad's a psychiatrist as well, right?
Yeah, I think it was common knowledge at that point.
So I think you get to pass when
he
the
does.
Psychiatrist. Yeah, it's normal.
Okay, it's normal for a
psychiatrist to say my kid.
I think he really enjoyed it too, and I was more looking back on it now. I'm like, yeah, whatever. It was kind of funny. At the time, I was not amused, mainly because all of my peer group, they got a hold of the letter. It was handed to them too.
That is making fun of material 101.
Yeah. No, I think I was mocked. Plus, I'd have people over, and you'd know it was time for everyone to leave, and all of my friends to this day will still make fun of me for this. My dad would come. It would come to the top of the stairs because we were hanging in the basement.
Is this where he says, "Trevor, it's time for bed"?
Basically, he'd be like, "Trevor, can I talk to you for a minute, please?" And everyone would go quiet, and I would go upstairs, and he'd be like, "You get everyone out now. I have to go to bed." And you're being too loud.
He was mad.
Yeah, he was not the happiest camper.
Oh,
but,
okay.
You live and learn.
Live and let die.
Anyways. You picked up right away these two teenage boys wanted to bootleg, and I didn't know what they were. I was like, are these guys wanting money? Like, what's going on?
I feel guilty about it.
Well, we're gonna get into this. So we go over there, we approach them. You're slightly ahead of me, and you go, you want us to bootleg? And then what did he say?
He didn't even know what bootleg meant.
You know what that means? He's like, can you buy us some booze?
And then I realized that I asked him how old they were, and they said 16. And then,
well, he said I'm 16. It was almost like out of a movie because one of the friends, the main guy that talked, let's call him Butch. He was quite large. Mm-hmm. He was overweight, and he had this long, curly, coily hair.
He looked like the classic character in a teen movie.
Yes, like the Jonah Hill character in Superbad.
They're both skateboarders.
Yes, and then his other friend was very thin, wiry, lanky. Had a skateboard,
curly hair too, and they had
lots
of pimples.
Lots of pimples. He had a toucan. He's like, how old are you? The bigger one, Butch. He said, I'm 16.
And then he's asked his friend, how old are you? And I think they were nervous because why the fuck he knows how old his fucking buddy is.
Yeah, they didn't really answer that question.
They better not have been 14 or something. That's fuck.
Well, maybe we don't know, right? And then the larger guy, Butch, proceeds to say, yeah, can you get us some stuff?
Yeah, and I was like, what do you want?
And this is where things started to go awry because I immediately assume that this gentleman, these guys are like, hey, can you guys a 6-pack of beer or a 12-pack of beer? Can you guys and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Sure. I was like, get out of here, guys. Like I said that.
I swear to God, I thought they were going to ask for a 6-pack of kokanee or something.
But in my head, I'm thinking, let's get something good. Let's get them a kokanee. Or, we'll get them.
Yeah.
I'm like, and you guys go have fun, right?
Yeah.
That's fine. Butch here, Dave says, well, what do you guys want? Butch here says, well, I got $60. That should be enough for 2 bottles of Bombay Sapphire.
Yeah.
And then Dave's like, are you serious? And I say, get the fuck out of here. He's like, yeah, a couple bottles of Bombay Sapphire. Can you guys hook us up? And then Dave's like, we'll take the cash when we come out with the stuff.
Yeah.
And then the Butch is like accepting the mission. I love it. Accepting the mission. Like he's hyping up a couple kids that have to put on their coats to go to the playground.
Yeah, that was fucked.
So then we get in the store, and I'm saying, I start going like, we're not getting them over 50 ounces of gin, are we? That's a little much.
Oh fuck!
And you were over the moon. You were so happy. You're like, this has never happened to me before.
I've never done this before. I feel like a cool guy.
I was like, I've never done this before either, but I feel like 2 bottles of gin is a lot. Like I was expecting a 6-pack
or a couple 40s.
Oh,
a couple 40 ounces of beer.
Oh, I thought you meant 40 ounces of gin.
No, when I was young, I would
like
get,
some old English or
something.
something.
That's what I would use. We would ask guys in front of the beer store to get us 140 of Old English.
Yeah, I was expecting something mischievous, not something that's like a borderline alcoholism at the age of 16.
Yeah.
So then we go pick out our beer, and all the while I'm like, are we really going to get them 2 bottles of gin? And you're so happy that you've been seen as the cool guy that you go, yeah, why not? Fuck it.
Well, fuck. I mean, and then we were talking about how you made a good point. It's not like they're mixing.
Well, hang on.
martinis.
Yeah. I said. Well,
I was thinking, I'm like, they're not going to drink this all at once, are they?
I said
And
after.
and you're like, well, I don't think they're going home and mixing martinis.
Yeah, I said I don't think he's gonna go home and fix himself a martini. Like, I don't think he's looking inside the bag, going, yeah, but where the fuck are my olives? Like, so then we go to the gin, and I'm like, maybe we just get them a 40, and then I thought, well, no, maybe they want a bottle each, which is
also
fucked.
why would they get a spirit that's the most smelly? Like they're gonna smell like Christian Slater.
Well, there's so many things here. Also, they were very specific about Bombay Sapphire.
Maybe they're getting it for their stepmom.
There's no fucking look. If they're getting it for their stepmom, they're getting something else from their stepmom as well, and they're living out whatever kind of fantasy they want. Which I mean, we can get into that. Them being 16. We've talked about that in the fall. I think about the inverse correlation I have between if it was a guy older or a girl older.
Oh yeah.
Anyways.
Whatever.
Anyways, we get them the fucking bottles.
Oh.
Dave picks up the bottles, and he's got a spring in his step, like he's so happy.
I wasn't happy. I was kind of thinking, oh my god, they actually followed through with it. I wanted to see how they.
You were pretty happy. So then we go outside to meet them. We got a nice brown paper bag for him. First of all, lanky guy gone. He ghosted. He bailed.
Yeah, I wonder what that was about.
I don't know, but Butch is still there. And then Dave sits down like an old school CIA drop, like you're dropping off a videotape or some kind of microfilm.
I did it perfectly.
You sat down next to the guy. And this guy's going, hey, what's going on? And Dave's like, we got this bag for you. And the guy says, how much did it come to? And I look at the receipt. I was like, $27.99 plus GST. I was like, yeah, like $60. The guy's like, oh, Butch goes, oh, perfect. That's exactly what I have. Here you go. Shoves I think. Did you even count the money?
No, it was 60. I saw it before. It was 2 20s and a 10, and then 2 5s. Sorry, 2 5s.
I was like, that's 50.
It was 2 20s, a 10, and 2 5s.
Okay, great. Which he probably stole.
Oh God, I hope not.
I think
this
so.
is all bad.
Yeah.
I feel like this was a mistake.
Yeah.
I should have said fuck. We shouldn't have even paid attention to them.
Well, I think we should have come up with beer for them, and then he would have been like, oh, okay, guys, whatever. I don't know. Anyways, then Butch just takes off like he's the wet bandit. He's a wet bandit, and he got off with the.
I'm sure that they're drinking responsibly.
There's no fucking way. They're drinking. Like that's what if we'd have got them a 6-pack or even a 12-pack, I'd be like they're not gonna like pass out and piss blood from 6 beers. We just gave them 52 ounces of Bombay Sapphire. And we got in the vehicle. You're like
they're
that's
in grade 11.
You're like that's not a lot.
They're not.
I'm like Dave. If you and I walked out of there each with a bottle of Bombay Sapphire, our nights going places that maybe shouldn't
okay,
go.
Well, first of all,
and we're fairly experienced.
16 is grade 11. They're old enough to know what they should be doing.
Yeah, this is another great thing that you started saying. You said, well, you know what? It's on them. And I was like, well, their prefrontal cortexes aren't fully developed. I think, do you know who it's up to originally? It's kind of up to us to recognize.
I knew where the limit was.
These guys didn't look like they knew where the limit was.
No, they didn't.
So
I'm
now
not worried.
Well,
no, I'm sure they're going to be fine.
Yeah, probably. Wait,
what?
Maybe. I don't know if they're going to be fine or not. I just think that.
Well, they're going to have a buzz.
I mean, it's. Yeah, I think they will. I'm all for.
That was against the law. We're talking on a public podcast.
Well, hang on a sec. I will say that we could be making all this up for entertainment purposes. All of this could be made up just for your entertainment, and we're just
We're just making it up.
Yeah. If anyone wants to challenge us, legally speaking, this is an entertainment. We're doing this strictly for entertainment.
We're improvisers.
And if any 16-year-olds, if they're even 16, show up at the hospital with alcohol poisoning from Bombay Sapphire, that is coincidental. It's like the end of a movie. Any characters that you may find in this, they're not based on real life characters. They're all fictitious. That being said,
I'm worried.
I was worried the whole time, and then I could tell once you delivered the package and we started talking about it post post-delivery, all of the different avenues started opening up in your brain. They're probably fine.
They're fine.
But
They'll probably, you know what? I know they're fine now. I'm not worried anymore because if I got that and I wasn't able to get booze, they're probably going to ration it. They'll have it a little bit.
no fucking shot.
They're not going to waste
That
it
was
all in
probably
one
that
go.
guy's last. Yes, they are. That was that
There's
guy's.
no way. I wouldn't. If
You wouldn't
somebody got
because
me
your
booze-
brain's developed.
I
At
would-
16, you're not thinking to myself, you know what? Hang on a sec. Hang on. The fellas are coming over tomorrow night. I want to make sure I have a nice string of cocktails for everyone to enjoy their Thursday evening. So I'm
they're fully
gonna
drinking
ration.
that. They're drinking that in an alley.
Chugging it back and trying not to puke right now. It's probably finished. They probably finished the bottle. They probably broke it on the ground, and now they're running around with skateboards. And you can't really blame them.
It's their choice.
If a kid was like, hey, Dad, can I take the
Hey,
car
if
around
I-
the block?
like you said,
Your
if I-
12-year-old, and you threw him the keys and went, yeah, go have at her.
If I give you a gun, it's your choice how you use it.
Yeah, I made that analogy in the car. I said,
Yeah.
if you gave a 16-year-old a loaded weapon and he shot someone, you're getting charged, my friend.
Okay, now we're getting too into it. Everything's fine.
Everything is fine.
I don't think we can discuss this on our podcast.
I think we can, because it's all fictitious.
Let's look it up.
Well, we're not. We're what? What are we looking at? We just made up a fun story. We made up a fun story. Look, how about we wait a little bit before we post the episode, just to make? We'll just check we'll check obituaries.
Okay, here we go. In 2004, so it didn't become illegal until 2004. So that's not bad.
What didn't become illegal, and how is that relevant? Is it illegal? Yes.
83-year-old man charged with bootlegging.
And what did they do? You can get arrested for bootlegging, I'm pretty sure. That would happen to us, by the way. We would be arrested.
He was actually selling booze, not like as a...
Oh, yeah.
This is not bootlegging for a minor.
Well, you did sell them booze.
You go to jail for bootlegging. If you're caught bootlegging, you'll be fined $5,000 and serve 365 days in jail?
I told you go to jail. Is that in Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not.
Well, this is for major bootlegging, not like...
Well, what do you... Look, again, I have to reiterate. A 6-pack of beer? No one would bat an eye. 52 ounces of Bombay Sapphire? That'll turn some heads. What are you looking up now?
Buying alcohol for a minor.
God.
In BC, the legal drinking age is 19. Anyone under age 19 is considered to be a minor. It is
Yeah.
against the law to purchase liquor or give liquor to a minor. Minors are not permitted in any type of government or private liquor stores.
What's the penalty?
What is it called when someone...
Theoretically speaking, like I said, this is all made up for entertainment purposes. This is just a theoretical story.
Holy shit! What is it called when someone buys alcohol for a
Get on
minor?
that mic.
Probation sentences...
Is what you were going to...
Probation sentences typically last at least 12 months and require you to perform specific actions while on probation. So you get 12 months probation if you get caught.
Yeah. Any fines? Look, I'm just saying, if anyone underage, I think this would have been a great. This is a great theoretical question. I don't have a problem buying someone a 6-pack of beer. I would say 16 is my cutoff. Isn't the age of consent 16? You know what's so fucked? In the States, you can vote when you're 18, but you can't legally drink till you're 21. I think the age of consent here, I could be wrong, is 16, but I can't drink booze until, like, you know what? Those are just all out of whack, right? This arbitrary age bullshit that we just apply to something.
I can't believe we just did that. Now I'm fucking panicked.
I knew you weren't thinking this through. I could tell.
Well, you're not worried about it, are you?
I mean, I'm not, but...
Those kids are fine.
I mean, maybe not, though.
Maybe they could be having a party, and then they're distributing it to a lot of people.
They're definitely having a party. I don't think they're sharing with others.
They have to be. No, this is stupid. No, a moron would drink. No, there's no way they're drinking 50 ounces.
They
themselves.
don't understand. Like
They do it. Okay, stop it. Kids at 16 years old aren't that stupid. I remember being 16. I know kids that are younger than 16 that are smart.
Yeah, I do too.
So
those guys didn't look like those kids.
Oh, this is stupid. Whatever they do with that Bombay is their own fuck. I don't care.
Yeah, they're having a good time. I wonder what happened to Lanky. Where'd he go?
His mom probably called him home.
His mom probably asked, "Did you guys get me my gin yet?"
That could have been it too. They had all that cash. Maybe they're just buying it for someone else.
Yeah, maybe actually one of their parents is just like can't drive, and it's like, hey,
get me my booze.
Get me. I need you guys to get that. You can make it happen, and if you make it happen, there's another 60 in it for you.
Yeah, I bet you they did that.
Maybe
like,
it was a
drunk,
dare.
Fun parents.
Yeah.
No, they were like, kids, go get us more. I remember my parents used to do that when they were having parties when we were young.
I don't know if my parents ever did. I don't think.
I remember my dad would have a Christmas party or something. And he'd say, we're out of this. And I'm like, Dad.
Although here's a hole in that theory. Why wouldn't they just get it delivered?
In the 90s?
Sorry, I meant today.
Oh, I'm talking about the 90s.
In the 90s. I remember my mom, when she didn't want to drive me places, would just shove me in a cab.
Yeah, it's that same.
Yeah. That was the first time I ever rode in a cab. Mom, can I get a ride to Jeff's for, we had to do a social studies project. She goes, no, but I'll call you a cab.
That's not strange, though, because the cab driver knows that you're a...
Hey, so long as the cab driver's getting paid, who cares?
Fuck.
Right?
Those kids are fine.
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine. I went saw, I don't know if you've seen anything lately that we saw separately. I know we saw Scream together. We talked about that in the other podcast, but I saw Nightmare Alley.
Yeah, you told me.
Sunday, and I took a page out of your book. I got myself some popcorn, but then I got a shaker.
You always get shaker. Dill pickle.
I don't usually get a shaker, but I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to this time. You know what I don't like though? It coats your fingers. And
it's horribly sticky.
Yeah, you can't get it off.
The oils for your fingers makes it cement.
Yeah, you can't get it off. It's like silly putty.
Yeah, you got to get like 30 napkins to enjoy it.
Okay, well, it was a rookie mistake on my part. Anyways, I'm dusting my popcorn with the dill pickle shaker.
Dusting.
And I go to take some popcorn, but there was like a clump of the shaker sitting on one of the kernels.
Oh, okay.
And I inhaled it, and I started coughing and like crying uncontrollably. You know those kind of coughs that get stuck in your throat? Yeah. Well, I'm doing this while the safety, like the precautions, the Cineplex is explaining all the precautions that they take to make the theater clean. Terrible timing. I felt like I was public enemy number one. I thought someone was going to come and like haul me out of the theater. This old couple behind me gasped, I think.
Fuck.
First of all, the old couple was sitting in our seats.
Oh, what? You had to tell them to fuck off?
No, I didn't. I was just like, I left it. I was like, we'll just go sit over. Like there was.
Why
like
do
9
people do that? It's assigned seating.
Yeah, but they looked like they were around. They looked like they've seen the entire evolution of moving pictures.
Okay, but no excuse for. Remember we went to a movie and the guy was with his kids in our seats and he was like put out. That we were like, get the fuck out of our seats.
Yeah.
Like,
first of all, we didn't say get the fuck out because he had kids. We were like,
no, but he didn't even have D-Box. It was D-Box. Yeah. He didn't even fucking have D-Box tickets.
Yeah, I think
the guy was a moron.
I think it was his afternoon. He had the kids, like it was his custody day, and then he's like, I'll treat you guys to D-Box. And then
he didn't even pay for it, so they wouldn't have turned on. Oh, they would have turned on because we had them.
Because we bought those.
But we were like, I remember looking at the guy like he was like put out, and we were like, get out of our seats.
And it's not even like you can tell these seats are quite a bit different than.
Yeah, like you're an idiot, buddy.
Yeah, it is curious to me. But again, this couple, I think they just went up and they asked for tickets to Nightmare Alley, and then they got there. You know what I mean? I think it was like
they probably don't even know that there's a assigned seat.
Yeah, I think they were probably like, oh, you get to pick your seats. Like, oh, it's fine. Just give us whatever. I think it was whatever. It was fine. But until I started coughing, and then I think they were regretting every decision they'd made up until that point. The movie was okay. Kind of bloated. You see Bradley Cooper's dong, though.
Oh, what's it like?
Great dong.
Ew.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's nice. It's a handsome penis.
Okay, that's enough of that.
He's in a bathtub, and Toni Collette starts putting the moves on him. She starts like jerking him off in the bathtub.
That's awesome.
I don't think that would be enjoyable, though.
I don't know.
Well, because like if
what is the movie even about?
I don't want to give it away.
Because the trailer doesn't tell you anything.
Yeah, I was talking to someone at work about this today.
Is it a psychological thriller? Not at all, is it?
It's a thriller. You know, it's based on a book, which I didn't know, so it's not nearly as fucked up as I thought it would be.
Yeah, because the trailer makes it look like it's fucked up, but
it's good. I'm still thinking about it. Bradley Cooper
nailed it.
Great in it. Yeah, fantastic. Also, I haven't seen Licorice Pizza, but apparently he's in that too.
Everyone I've seen that saw that say it's too artsy.
Okay.
It was like an art piece for the director.
My sister saw it. She wasn't a huge fan. I haven't seen it yet.
Also, a 20-year-old dates a 15-year-old? 25-year-old dates a 15-year-old.
Yeah, so my sister took a lot of umbrage with this. Now, this 25-year-old is female and 15-year-old is male, right?
Yeah, this is what we talked about. Right?
Yeah. And I told my sister, I was like, first of all, that's wrong, right? He's underage. Second of all, I don't see it as And then my sister was not a big fan of that. She was not having any of my.
Well, because if you want equal rights for both men and women in that sense, you can't have it one way.
No, I completely agree. And again, I completely understand it's wrong. But also, my own personal bias, I'm not as disgusted. And I know I probably should be.
Hell yeah. That's just like a female teacher fucking her student. Like, hell yeah, man.
Okay. Well, we got into this in an earlier episode. You can check out that episode. But yeah. Anyways, my sister was not really, she wasn't having any of it. Which
just
fair.
Like that show, That's My Boy, Adam Sandler.
There's a show now, it's on Disney Plus. I think it was on Hulu in the States, called A Teacher, I think it's called. It's with, what's her name?
Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, it was on a Showtime for a while, I think.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
And then the
teacher's doing the student.
Yeah, and he's like, I don't know how old he's supposed to be, but he's in high school, right?
Yeah. It was actually, technically, it was the actor, the kid is the actor we just saw from Scream, the blonde-haired one that gets stabbed in the neck.
No shit, really?
Yeah, that's the guy.
Good for that guy. Yeah, I don't. That's a no-no.
Oh, you know who the teacher is? It's
She was in House of Cards first season. Why can't I think? It's not Anna Kendrick.
The one that I don't like. I always thought, why is she an actress?
Okay. Okay.
But no, she's actually pretty good. The red-haired girl.
Yes.
She was on Fantastic
It's
Four
not
as well.
Zoe.
She gets put in front of a fucking train in House of Cards.
Yeah. By what's his face? You know what
By the guy that would actually push you in front of a train in real life.
Yeah. Why am I having a stroke right now? I can't think of anyone's names. Kevin Spacey.
What's her name again? And she was in Shooter. She was
in Shooter. That was a decent movie.
It was good.
Remember when he goes in the car wash and he's like changing in the back and stuff? It was pretty good.
Yeah, she got her start in Entourage as E's receptionist.
Can you look her up? Because I got a needle in my brain right now.
Okay. She was the Invisible Woman in Fantastic Four.
Yeah, John Watts is doing the remake or the fucking new one. I don't know what would you call that? Would you call it a remake? I guess the new one. I guess just the new one.
What are you talking to yourself right now?
Well, what do you call that? What would you call the Fantastic Four? Is it a reboot? Is it a remake?
Kate Mara.
Thank you.
Yeah, I found her to just be. Yeah, you're an actress. You know, people that are just.
I loved her in House of Cards. I haven't seen this teacher thing.
Roles. You know, she's just there. She just.
My sister made a good point though. She's like, "What kind of 25-year-old woman would be attracted to a 15-year-old boy?" And I was like, "Oof."
Yeah, you got to be weird.
That's a great point. Yeah, you have to have something going on.
We had a little bit of a lull there. I was thinking about it.
I was thinking about it. I was just like trying to think of like any teachers from my yesteryear. Couple, yeah.
That is strange. You know what's weird? Now that I look back at high school, some of my teachers were like 25, and we were like, "You're old."
Yeah. Well, yeah, because I think there's that authority figure thing. So you like immediately assume because they're an authority figure, they're a lot older.
But they're not.
And then you realize that
25.
I was kind of telling you this, like high school, junior high. None of it prepares you for real fucking life. There's no...
Not at all. Even those exams and stuff. Even like, I guess it just gives you work ethic. That's what they're trying to prepare you for.
But it doesn't, right?
Life.
Because there's this huge drop-off or this huge gap between high school and university. Like university, it's self-motivated. That's it.
Yeah. If you're
not doing it yourself, you're fucked.
Yeah.
And there's like high school, the teachers ride you. I mean,
that's
maybe
to get
really
you motivated, right?
Well, no, it's to get your work done. But then when you get to university, there's none of that. And like
because they wanted you to have it then.
And they don't prepare you for just like what a slog living your life is going to be.
No, there should be classes on like your taxes and how to pay your rent and.
There needs to be like a 2-week period in high school where you're given a job. You have to go work a job in the high school or whatever it is.
Function in
for
society.
2 weeks. You're given a paycheck. You're given tax deductions from it. Yeah, you're given
rent.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah,
everything.
Yeah, kids. I hear kids talking about that all the time now. I never learned anything that I'm supposed to use.
No, just like the basics of having to exist.
I don't need to learn about Christopher Columbus.
Yeah, X plus Y equals how do I pay my mortgage? What about that? Where's that class?
Yeah, that class doesn't exist.
And it's like, oh, what do you want to do? It's always like, hey, what do you want to do? What do you want to go to school for? There's never someone there, at least not in my experience, to go like, hey, what did you want to do? That's cool. Here's a more realistic thing of what you're going to end up doing, though. And, like, let's look at both those options and make sure you're aware of both. Because while you're going to be pursuing A, you're probably going to be falling back on B. And just prepare yourself for that now. Just, like, mentally be okay with settling because it just ends up happening. It's just you end up making a little concession here, a little concession there, and then before you know it, you wake up, you're 45, you have 2.5 kids, a marriage that you're so about, and you're just existing. And there's no prep for that.
That's not okay.
Well, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just for the majority of people, that's what it is.
And you just exist.
You have your highs, you have your lows, but like your years speed up and speed up and speed up, and you live for the next vacation or for the next evening out by yourself or with the guys or a double date.
This is the most depressing thing I've ever heard.
Well, it doesn't have to be like that. I'm just saying figuring that out in real time and then how to cope with it or also maybe pivot out of that formula.
Jesus.
It'd be nice if someone gave me the tools when I was like 16, 17 and it prepped me for it. Then you don't realize you're in a nosedive in life until you're almost at the ground. It would have been nice if high school had prepped me for...
That's the ride, man.
Yeah,
Doesn't
100%.
matter. You can't get prepped for it. That's the ups and downs of the ride. It's all about the ride, roller coaster.
Yeah, you know what? You're not wrong. I'm just saying...
No one can predict the future. You're talking about stuff that you wouldn't know about.
No. I just wish that there were...
You had better tools.
Yes. I wish that I had the tools to recognize when I was in line to get on a roller coaster or before I was actually on the ride. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
I hear you, man.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't want to
just
talk
stuff
about
that
it
I think
anymore.
about it.
Sucks.
Yeah, no, it's not great, but that's it, man. That's
life.
life.
Say 2.5 children. That means your kid's like brand new. You got a baby, 2 kids and a baby.
No, I think the whole 2.5 kids thing is just like the average. Like the American family, the average is 2.5 kids.
What the fuck does that mean?
It means that some have 3, some have 2. It's in between.
Oh, I get it. Just like my fucking Uber rating.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get into the Uber rating thing.
That fucking drives me nuts.
You're really cross
because I tip them 100% every time just so I can have a 5-star rating. And my rating.
You give them a good tip. You don't give them a 100% tip. 100% tip, like if your ride's $20.
No, I give them the full amount that they even, and I always go on small Uber. My Uber ride, $5 on what my rides are.
Yeah, your rides are like 11 bucks.
30%.
Yeah.
So fuck you, Uber, and fuck your drivers.
Okay, let's back it up. Let's back the Uber ride up a bit. So we were going to see Scream 5. Actually, we got an Uber. My account.
No, but I'm talking about how I'm at 4.98 instead of 5.0. And I tip and I'm polite to the guys every single time.
Yeah.
So suck my dick.
Yeah, that's fair.
And now I told you I'm never doing that again. I'm actually going to base the drives off of how they are, and I'm going to rate them accordingly and tip them accordingly. Before I just wanted a high rating.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to get it even if I'm
no
the salt of the earth. Fuck you.
Suck and fuck you. Yeah, I agree.
You're getting no tip and 3 stars every time.
I'm quite cordial.
I'm talking to an Uber driver about it, too, next time I'm in the Uber.
Well, maybe we'll get there. You know what we should do? Let's start a podcast where we just interview Uber drivers.
I don't want to do that.
Okay. I'm at a 4.97. Was 4.98, but then we had that little indiscretion.
There's no way that's because of me. He was still nice, and I was still nice to the guy.
We were in a Tesla.
Or he probably did it because he knew we were inebriated. Not me opening the door. And fucking the window, the window button opens the door.
Okay, so to anyone listening, I'm going to explain what he's talking about.
There's a Tesla, brand new Tesla.
So we got an Uber
also,
from...
why is the guy driving a fucking... Why is he an Uber driver with a fucking $120,000 car?
Well, he's got to pay back. He's got to pay off the car somehow.
I guess that's it, yeah.
So we got an Uber from a pub that we were drinking at. We were going to a movie theater. It was like, what, 7-minute drive? Not even?
Yeah.
This guy pulls up in a Tesla. Now... For anyone that hasn't gotten in and out of a Tesla, I've had it.
First time in the Tesla.
Okay, this is my second one, and they've both been Ubers. But how you open the doors? You push on the left side of the handle, and it kind of goes into the door, and then you pull.
There was no handle; it was the actual.
No, I'm talking about on the outside. Then, so it's weird how you open it. Then you get in. I'm on one side, Shay's in the middle, Dave's on the other side. Dave had to slam back his pint because Shay and I were already out there, and he ran out and jumped in the Uber.
And I forgot to put my mask on, and that was I've never done that before.
Honest mistake. No, for sure. But I'm sitting on the left, and I'm kind of like I don't want to point out that you're not wearing your mask to the Uber driver.
You should have just said put your.
I know I should have. It wasn't a big deal. Like I don't think, and the guy didn't seem to care. He was going Mach 3 in downtown Vancouver.
He also had a full shield up.
But I'm texting you, I'm like, put your mask on. My radio's gonna go down. Then we're about 8 blocks from the theater.
No, like 3.
And you go to roll down the window, but it's the button that opens the door.
How would I know that?
No, 100% because it doesn't. it's a weird design.
The window button that's in every other car is to open the door.
They basically went, hey, you know what? We're gonna do a bait and switch on you guys. This is how we're gonna revolutionize the vehicle. So Dave hits the window, what he thinks is the window button, and the door pops open. So we're driving. The guy's screen, the big Tesla screen in the center console, starts like going off like an alarm. Like the door's open. This guy's going again Mach 3 down downtown Vancouver streets.
Also, I can't shut it. He has to shut it automatically.
So Dave can't shut the door. All he can do is like kind of hold it closed. So this maskless guy that just opened the door while driving in downtown Vancouver.
There's no way that was because your rating went down. That's one rating. There's no way that dropped your rating.
Is profusely apologizing, and the Uber driver's like, "Yeah, no, it's fine. Just hold on to it. Just hang on to it. We're almost there. It doesn't matter." And the fear in Dave's eyes, and I'm just seething at this point. The guy pulls into a little parking lot. We get out again. Everyone's very apologetic. Really sorry. Thank you very much.
He was laughing about it.
Yeah, didn't seem to care. He wasn't laughing. He didn't seem to care all that much. I immediately gave him a 5-star rating, immediately gave him a great tip.
There's no way that was what made your rating
The next day, I went from a 4.98 to a 4.97.
That's not because of that one man's rating. There's no way.
I think maybe. Well, I don't really care. I was at a 4.97 for a long time. I'd finally clawed my way up. And then, I was humbled a bit. That's fine. It's a pretty funny story.
I don't give a shit anymore about my Uber rating because I've done everything I possibly could to have a 5-star rating, and I had it for like 2 years.
Have you ever seen that Black Mirror?
I don't think anyone gets it because I remember
think it's impossible
telling me
to have
there's no way to get a 5-star.
If you have a 5-star Uber rating, then you've made a new account.
No, but a friend of mine, Ketten, said, yeah, you've had when Uber first came out. What was it, 2 years ago, 3 years ago?
Here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
2019, I think.
Yeah,
it was?
I think so.
So he's like, yeah, you're not going to have that. It doesn't matter how good you are. You're gonna go down.
Well, you're gonna find someone that just doesn't like the cut of your jib.
Then fuck you. Then why do I even tip?
You know what's weird? I'll tell you this much.
Why do they get to rate you, by the way?
Well, you get to rate them.
Yeah, but why do they rate you?
Because if you're
paying for their service.
Yeah, yes. I think it's a good question because I don't know if they can see your rating before they accept the ride, I think.
Yeah.
So that's probably why. So like if you're a shitty rider, then they can kind of like self-screen and be like, "Well, you have a 3.5. I'm not going to pick you up."
Everyone's a shitty rider. I mean,
well, if you're below a 4, no one's picking you up for sure, right? Like, can you imagine if you were at 3.5?
I think there's a lot of. He said, I think there's a lot of people at 3.5.
Really? Well, there's a lot of assholes out there, I guess. I've actually passed out in the back of an Uber, and he had to like, "Sir, we're here. Sir, we're at your."
He got out and had to.
No. He just like turned around. He's like, "Sir." I was like, "Hello." He's like, "We're here." I'm like, "Oh, thank you. Sorry." That's happened before.
See,
but my
that's
rating.
When your rating went down.
My rating did not. No, that was like a month before. My rating stayed the same. I was really worried it was going to drop, and like rightly so. I did pass out in the back of this man's car. I didn't puke. Never puked in an Uber. But I'm pretty sure. No, I've never puked in an Uber. But I'm pretty sure they can't see where you're going, but they can see your rating. I don't know. Have you seen that Black Mirror episode, though, where you get a social rating? Like, everyone's got, like, a social rating above their head? That's coming, man. That's coming. It's going to be like, how well do you play with others?
Here you go.
Lay it on me. What'd you find out?
What happens if my Uber rating goes down? Since Uber first launched, drivers have known that low ratings from riders can lead to deactivation. Now the tables are being turned.
They can deactivate your account for being a low rating?
Yeah, with Uber saying it will start deactivating riders who can't seem to improve their behavior.
Yeah, but that's for like the low. Like that's for someone that's like, "Hey, shut up and drive me here. Fuck you." Like people, you know what people do sometimes? People order an Uber, cancel it mid-trip so they can get out of paying it, and expect the person to. Like I've seen videos of Uber drivers pulling over.
Here it is right here. The basic consensus is anybody above 4.9 is excellent, possibly even worth bragging about.
You're at a 4.98.
Yeah.
What's the problem?
And it says the 4.8 range is good. The 4.7 range is merely fine. The 4.6 range is nearing borderline. Once your rating dips below 4.6, drivers start thinking you might be a little sketchy.
Okay, you're a rider to brag about.
I was at 5.0 for a year.
Can I ask you a question?
2 years.
Can I ask you a question?
What?
Have you forgotten to rate some drivers?
What, like 2 I looked.
Okay, well, there you go.
I still gave them full tips.
Is every single Uber driver you ever had seem like they have all their marbles?
No, not at all.
Well, there you
That's
go
what
then.
pisses me off. Then I still give you 5 stars and a full tip, even when you're a fucking loser. Just to keep a high rating, and they still lowered it to 4.98.
I'm not saying that they're losers. I'm saying that maybe they didn't have.
Yes, they
together,
are losers.
And they were like,
Some of
maybe-
the Uber drivers I had were fucking weirdos.
Yeah, they're okay, but okay. I mean,
Sorry, not losers, but
we haven't agreed on a definition yet. But
I wouldn't rent Back to the Future with you and watch it in your basement.
well, now who's the weirdo?
I'm saying, if we were, we'd never be friends.
Yeah, I get it. We're probably not going to hang out socially together.
Mm-hmm.
I get that. And so maybe some of these social weirdos
No, I'm
were
telling
like
you, it
1
pisses me
star,
off.
1
There's no
star
way I should
because
tip one.
this guy had a beard.
I tipped the guys $5, the full amount you can tip every single time on rides that are like 10 blocks, 20 at the most.
Yeah.
Fuck you. There's no reason why I should have a low rating. Even if I forgot to rate them 5 stars, I still gave them full tips. So it doesn't mean I didn't like their ride. So fuck yourself.
But you also have a good rating, according to that.
Yeah, but it should be 5.0 with what I do. I go out of my way to make sure that I tip full amount and 5-star it.
I remember watching an episode of the cartoon Recess. It really resonated with me. TJ, the main guy with the red hat.
Yeah.
was
He's the instigator.
Yeah, there was a kid on the playground that didn't like him, and he couldn't figure out why. And he showed this kid just a world of opportunity. Took him like all behind the scenes of the school and how it worked. And,
Oh, I've seen that episode.
yeah, and then at the end, he's like, "So, do you like me now?" And the kid's like, "No."
Yeah, it just doesn't
And
work.
TJ goes like, "Why?"
That's a lesson.
And the kid goes, "I just don't like you.
Was that the
Maybe you've had a couple drivers who just don't like you. And they don't recognize the fact that you tipped well or that you rated them well. They just go, I don't like this guy. Fuck him."
Well, that's crazy.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I've never done anything to not like. I would just have normal conversation. Hey,
Yeah.
how you doing? How's your life doing? How you
Yeah.
have any plans for holidays? Are you working all the time?
Maybe asking them all those questions reminds them that they don't, and they get sad.
There's no fucking reason why my rating should have gone down. I know the one guy. I know for sure one guy that lowered my rating because the passenger I had with me was like a smartass to him.
You're not talking about me, are you?
No, another person.
Okay. I was like, I've never been rude to an Uber driver.
No, a friend of mine was rude because he was too intoxicated.
Okay, so that probably affected your rating.
I know for
negatively.
sure that he was going to give us a lower. When I got out of the car, I'm like, this guy doesn't like us.
No, yeah, there you go then. That's gonna affect.
But I
it.
didn't do anything. It was
Here's what you do: you switch to Lyft and you start clean slate, baby.
I'm not switching to Lyft. Wait, are they as good as Uber?
Like the same thing. I just check both to see which one's cheaper, and I'll go with that one.
Oh shit! I didn't know that. I thought Uber and Lyft were the same.
Well, I mean, essentially the same service, but different companies.
Oh, yeah. Fuck Uber then.
What's your rating again?
4.98.
I don't like. You're worried about 0.02.
I was a 5 for a year.
Yeah, but if someone gave you a 4-star
For
rating
2
instead of a
years.
5, that's going to drop down from a 5. You have to have 5 every single time to maintain a 5.
Why did I not have a 5? I've been clean as a preacher's sheets every time.
And well, I mean, depending on the preacher, probably not
Well,
that
that
clean.
one time, and that's why I went to 4.99, and now I'm 4.98 for a reason I don't know.
I also think that your ratings, your older ratings, might start getting erased. Because I was at 4.97. This is a ridiculous conversation. I was at
But it's
4.97,
fucking
and I went
relevant.
up 4.98 until the door opening incident, in which case I went back down to 4.97.
There's no way he was mad about that. I guess he was just saying that we're
Yeah,
a little bit party animals, I guess. He's not mad at us. He's just saying...
Well, I don't
these
even think
are-
we were. I think he was just annoyed. Because we weren't party animals. We were sat in the back quietly. It's not like we were like...
Then why did he give us a low rating? Because I accidentally opened the door?
Yeah, probably.
That makes no sense.
Well, the guy was... Look, I'm not that chuffed about it. Whatever. Who cares? I mean, it happened. Look, life happens. He's fine. He got a good tip out of it. My rating's fine. I still get Uber rides. No one's like, I'm not a pariah. They're not like they're not leaving me by the wayside.
Great word.
Pariah?
Yeah.
Nice. So I'm fine with it.
I'm not fine with it.
I know you're not. This is really... Can you imagine for a second that we did live in a world where you had a social score? Like, didn't China do that?
All right, jump off a bridge. I'm running quickly to get us a couple...
Oh yeah, get a couple freshies. I don't have my phone on me, but look up. Well, when you get back, look it up.
Well, I'll look up... I'm going to the fridge.
Look up about. I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong, but I think China introduced like a social score
Yeah, it was China.
that shows like how good of a person you are based on what though.
It was in the 1980s.
No shot. I thought it was like more recently.
Based on how well you do in life, it was a social credit system.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, grab the beers. Social credit system. So but I don't understand that. Like if you volunteer your time, it's bolstered. Okay. They shouldn't call it a social credit score then if it's based on your income bracket, because that is one.
How well you do in life? So if you have a good credit, that means you're.
But what if I'm like the best watchmaker in the land?
Good living? That's not.
I'll make decent money, but I'm not gonna make bank, right? Well, I guess maybe watches are pretty valuable. Or what if I'm the best?
Here, I just looked at it quickly.
Okay.
The social credit system is a national credit rating and blacklist developed by the government of People's Republic of China. The program initiated regional trials in 2009.
That's what I thought. Get on that mic, buddy.
Oh, sorry. Before launching a national pilot with 8 credit scores firms in 2014, it was first introduced formally by the Chinese premier.
I'm pretty sure if your score's low enough, you can't travel.
Yeah. October 20, 2011, during the state council meetings managed by the National Development and the system was intended to standardize the credit rating function and perform financial and social assessment for businesses, government institutions, individuals, and non-government. Yeah, so they want to see if you're a shit rat or not, based on your credit score.
But does it say anything about what happens if you drop too low? I think if you drop too low, you can't travel or something. I don't know.
Let's see. It says supporters claim that the system helps regulate social behavior and improves trustworthiness of citizens, which includes paying bills on time, and promotes traditional moral values.
What is that? You know what? In theory, things like quote traditional moral values
and implications
aren't bad, but when they get hijacked by especially religious zealots, it's fucking nauseating. Okay, what are the negative impacts?
Here it is. For individuals. As of 2020, individuals receive 10.3% of all enforcement actions. The social credit system primarily focuses on the financial trustworthiness of individual citizens.
So it's just a credit score.
Yeah. What happens if you have a debt?
What happens if if I'm a dick?
Oh, here we go.
Bar,
Consequences for a low score or potentially being associated to someone with a low score might range from lower interest speeds to being denied access to certain jobs and loans. In addition to dishonest and fraudulent financial behavior, there are some cities officially listed negative factors of credit ratings, including playing loud music or eating in rapid transit. So you get judged on your behavior.
Yeah. So if you're a guy that's like
jaywalking and red light violations,
you got to catch me first. Hey, does it say anything about bootlegging?
Oh, and you can get positive. This is like playing a video game. Yeah. You can get positive scores by donating blood and donating to charity.
Yeah, no, this is
fucked up.
This is if this ever happened to you.
Oh, here's the punishments for low trustworthiness. So they call it low trustworthiness, not your credit score.
Can you imagine? You're just trying to bolster you're trying to get your Uber rating up, so you're just pouring buckets of blood at the local blood bank.
They don't restrict you from flying. They give you a tax on your airline tickets.
So you have to pay extra.
Yeah.
So you pay extra if you're an asshole.
Yeah,
I 100% agree with that. If I'm on a flight and you take your shoes off,
and on public transit.
Yeah, if I'm you know what? I'm on board. I'm on board with this specific small detail. If you take your shoes off, Ivan Decker posted a photo on his Twitter,
and you can be blacklisted
about someone like putting their feet through the seats.
That was the most fucked up thing I've ever seen in my life.
I would
punch that person's feet off.
I don't think you can punch someone's feet off.
Well, like metaphorically,
you could break a toe. That person immediately, you should be. They have now that for the next year. No. Sorry, for the next 10 plane purchases, tickets, travel, whatever, you pay a tax.
So if you have a poor credit trustworthiness, you can also never get a job in banks, government officials, or.
I don't like the term trustworthiness.
Yeah,
that's not. Can we just call it if you're a dick?
Public opinion.
Because like if you're on public transit or you're on a plane and you shove your feet through a seat, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that you're a dick.
Okay, and then they did studies in China and said most citizens found
who did these studies?
Found it surprisingly high degree of approval. I guess because you can't be a shit rat.
No. I mean, look, China, the government of China, who made this, came out and said,
okay.
Our studies say that this is great.
Let's not get into politics.
Well, I'm not. I'm just saying, like, the studies say that everyone loves it. Okay, China. Great, I'm sure.
Yeah, the communist country.
Yeah, no, I'm sure. Well, who did the study? You did? Oh, okay, that's great.
Yeah, would you trust anything that comes out of that?
Well, I mean, just like, hey, we're gonna study ourselves with something that we implemented, and guess what? Everyone loves it.
And we're also hate our citizens.
So I don't know how many people actually like it. I think it sounds like a nightmare. It's a nightmare to implement. It's a nightmare because, like, now you're hanging out with everyone.
What is China? Totalitarian
Totalitarian
state. Yeah.
They're communists.
They treat their citizens like shit.
Well, this is the system. I do agree with the travel tax, though. Anytime you're out like a public transit, I completely agree. If you've been proven to be an asshole to your fellow passengers, let's not blacklist you from traveling, but let's make you pay more.
Yeah, I think it's a great system.
And there should be a percentage. So
actually, no, I shouldn't say that. But
if you, I don't think the whole system's great. I think this one little thing might have some problems.
I think if you punish if you're not a good citizen. No, because that's borders on that.
Yeah, no.
What if you want to be just a? What if you're not a nice?
Well,
just a grumpy guy.
My whole thing, mine's very specific to like really planes and like buses, SkyTrains. Sure, I mean, but you're kind of throwing your lot in with everyone. A plane though, where we're all stuck in the same tube. I'm thinking if you're a dick to everyone else on that plane, not so much that you get removed, like you're not like screaming or anything. Are you okay?
Oh no, just one of them isn't working.
Oh, you can just do this a little bit. Maybe that'll help.
It doesn't matter.
All right. Then yeah, you pay a percentage tax, maybe like a 10% more, and then a 10% more, and then you can see people being like, "Well, I've already paid it, so now I'm just going to be a dick, and they're not going to do anything." No, every time, 10%, 10%, till you're paying double the ticket price now.
I feel like we've had this conversation before. You get that?
Yeah, a little bit of deja vu, like there's a glitch in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Like there's a glitch in the Matrix.
I still don't understand it. Even if you were in the Matrix, you still live out your life and then you die. It doesn't even matter. Fuck it.
Yeah.
Like, you're still a human growing and then dying, but you're in
the older I get, the more I really resonate with Cypher's point of view.
Yeah, ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, he's like, I know this steak isn't real. I know that the Matrix is sending signals to my brain
but
telling me
if
how
you
delicious
don't have any control over that, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm fine with it. He's like, you know what I've learned? Ignorance is bliss.
Yeah, great. And then the harp plays.
Yeah. He's like, I want to be someone important.
Very great scene. I think that's
like an actor.
I would say that now that's like an iconic scene.
I think it was when it first came out, but yeah, it's just like it resonates with me more. I'm like, yeah, you know what? Fucking plug me in. I don't care.
The Wachowski sisters wrote a great script.
You're goddamn right. And then it progressively weren't as good. But I mean, we set the bar so high like that, you just can't live up to everyone's expectations.
No, but I feel like they didn't need to make it at all.
Like any of the sequels.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, not the original sequels. I mean this one.
I feel like Resurrection's the latest one.
But that was all filmed at once.
Better than the other two.
I liked Reloaded. I thought
Reloaded was okay.
It brought me back to the feels.
But do you remember the end?
Yeah, that was dumb.
To be continued.
Yeah, but they filmed it all already. They knew they were splitting it into they should have done standalones.
Yeah. No, I just feel like, and then like the last one was just all CGI. It's everyone in there. Like it's like the whole
live action.
The whole Zion getting taken over by the squids. It's just all just boring. I'm watching 40 minutes of just like bullets hitting squids.
What was that? Squids? What was that again?
Those are the tentacle things, the Sentinels.
Oh yeah.
And then Neo.
Oh yeah, that was stupid.
And then Neo and Smith are just like that fucking scene at the end of the first movie where they're in the subway.
Yeah. And it was nothing. It was just two guys fighting in a small area.
And then you have them flying at each other like it's fucking Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, that was dumb.
And then like,
but how do you
remember remember the fist slowly going through the rain? But it's so obviously CGI'd.
The thing is, you can't top that. What were they gonna do? Another fight?
Yes.
They just tried to make it more theatrical.
Another fight between. I love the rain idea, but just like another one where it's just the two of them going like toe to toe.
Not only that was dumb. What about the one in Reloaded where it looked like you were playing a video game?
The Burly Brawl.
Yeah.
Yeah. The CGI on that is so unbelievably bad.
It's like, what is going on?
It reminded me of King Kong when Peter Jackson's King Kong when it came out. The CGI for the dinosaurs was so much worse than the CGI for the dinosaurs in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I know.
And Jurassic Park
10 years later.
Yeah, it's like 10 years earlier. Yeah. So I have no idea what happened.
Yeah, and usually Peter Jackson has a very good production company.
It's crazy. Like early 2000s, they were like breaking the mold on a lot of stuff and pushing the envelope in terms of visual effects. But it was either really good or kind of shitty even from the get-go. Like I remember watching Reloaded in theaters and being like, that doesn't look great.
So the CGI in some parts was really good,
yeah,
like on the freeway and stuff.
Yes, but the Burly Brawl was garbage.
It was unbelievably shit.
Yeah, and then like you would
I
just
remember
randomly
looking at
cut.
Neo, I'm
randomly,
like, that looks like a fucking. You're playing a PC game.
Yeah,
You're playing I'm playing the Matrix Reloaded on my PC right now.
yeah, and they would cut to like moments of Keanu Reeves just like bringing his head up, and you're like, what? Like this is.
It was shit.
Yeah.
They bit off more than they could chew.
Yeah. Hey, big swings though. Big swings. Good for them.
Yeah, but I just I think that once you make a masterpiece like the original Matrix, you are worried about how to top it.
The coolest part of Reloaded, I'm digging talking about the Matrix. The coolest part of Reloaded though was it's the part that Will Ferrell mocked at the MTV Movie Awards with the.
Sorry, you're yawning.
That's fine. The what's his name? The Colonel Sanders motherfucker.
Oh yeah, the
Architect. Realizing that Neo was the 7th incarnation, like that whole that was like what that blew my mind.
That was a mindfuck.
Yeah, that was.
But
good.
it was just because then Matrix needed a hero for people to want to keep going.
Yeah. No, but I love
what
that.
I didn't understand does that mean it was all the Matrix? They were still in it when they're in Zion? I never understood that. Why could he use his powers outside of the Matrix there in the?
No, yeah, that's a good question. I think I have to watch it again.
I think it meant that there was a Matrix within the Matrix.
No, I think it was kind of just like Wi-Fi. I think he was just still connected. He was plugged in because he didn't go through. He'd only do that because he didn't go through that door.
Oh, he's so part of the source.
Yeah. Remember, because he had to go through that door to close the circuit.
I read other fan theories, and they're like, "Oh, it's because they have a small group in another Matrix to keep society going."
Well, I think that's definitely debunked now that they've come out with a new one.
Oh yeah, and then Zion still exists.
Yeah. So that's debunked.
I thought that was a kind of a cool premise that it was that many years later and there's still people from the original alive.
I didn't hate the premise of the latest one at all, Resurrections. I was excited for the sequel.
I didn't understand how they resurrected human beings though. The machines did. They brought them back to life.
So advanced they were able to restart their
bodies.
Yeah,
but they
keep them
died
alive. Yeah, but. Also, they have people plugged into a fucking computer with holes in them, like plugs in them. It's just like it's not that much of a stretch. That she died.
And then they hid them in the Matrix, in the new Matrix.
They hid them in pods. I don't know, near each other, next to each other.
Yeah,
they're just hanging out in goop. That would be slimy to film.
What I didn't tell you when I was at the theater, there's this fucking old man
At Resurrection.
Yeah, and
we didn't see it together.
Okay, so it was a matinee, and there was no one in it when it started. When I got there, 10 minutes movie, and then when the preview started, it just started to fill up huge.
Yeah.
And there's one old, not even an old man. It was like a 50-year-old guy. He looked like a bum, almost like not a bum. Look, he looked like he was down on his luck. He kept sitting in seats it's assigned seating there.
Yeah.
He kept sitting in seats, and then people would come and kick him out, and then he'd go to another seat, and then someone else would come and kick him out. Swear to God, he did it like 8 times. I was like, fucking leave the theater, buddy.
So he probably didn't buy a ticket then.
Yeah, he had to. If they have 5 people, they're screening for your vaccine.
Oh yeah, they had the vaccine. So what
he was just a moron.
So wait.
I'm not joking. He did it at least 7 times.
Okay, I'm just trying to put myself in his brain as to what this was a good idea or like what.
But I was looking at him, and he also fell asleep in the movie.
Okay.
So when I was leaving, he was like this.
Okay, so he wasn't.
Oh no! I went to get a fresh beer, and he was sleeping.
So he wasn't obviously he was like.
Something was wrong with him, yeah.
Well, or he was just totally blackout drunk or something. He was like, just...
I don't know, but I never in my life he got kicked out of his seat that he went to. I'm like, buddy, at this point, just go to your fucking regular seat.
Yeah, maybe he just didn't even know where it was at that point.
No.
It's crazy how many more people I've seen drink at movies in the past year.
There's this young couple behind me, younger than me, early 30s.
Okay.
And the girlfriend, I could hear her talking, and she was like, I don't know what's going on. And then when I went up to get my beer, she was like this too.
She was passed out?
Yeah. And it was fucking 2:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah, I don't... someone cracked beers in Nightmare Alley. There's 9 people in the theater.
No, she wasn't drunk. I think she was just so fucking...
Yeah, she was just... Well, she was kind of like, if you don't know what's going on in the Matrix, you're not invested.
But her boyfriend was like eating popcorn like this.
Yeah.
And she's like this.
Oh, God bless her. He was obviously got to pick the movie that day, and she's like, I'll go along with it. And
I thought it was fucking hilarious. But the thing was funny...
You know what? That's on him, though. Can I just say one thing? If you're in that situation... Maybe she didn't want to, but it's like, hey, why don't we watch the first 3 and make it a fun thing? Then we'll go see this together, or at least download the information.
I think they did do that because she was asking questions like she was into it for the first half.
Oh, okay.
Like what's going
Well, that sounds like my experience with it.
I
was there for the first half.
She was fucking talking too much, and she kept bumping my fucking seat.
Here I am empathizing with this poor girl, and then you're telling me.
No, now I'm remembering that she was a bit of a dick.
Okay, so now we just got a chatty Kathy.
Yeah, but she was just asking questions about what's
Right,
going on in the
right,
film.
yeah.
So I was like,
You know my favorite?
I'm not
you know-
going to get mad. If he was talking... Oh, and then...
Lay it on me. I just love how you're
No,
remembering all this.
Yeah,
as you-
'cause I never talked to you. This was when you were already back, so I...
yeah, I got to Alberta. Yeah. I saw it with my
There
buddy
was
Matt.
2 fucking guys in front of me, young kids. They were like in their 20s.
How busy was your theater?
Packed.
Okay.
And this fucking kid, I swear to God, was texting on his phone the entire film.
Yeah,
and
this is
looking
a
up like
problem.
like you're so fucked up that you
Yeah.
can't even watch a film. You have to be on your phone. He never took it. He made the screen black, like dark, like turned
Yeah.
the brightness.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
it wasn't distracting or anything. But he was scrolling like YouTube and TikTok while he was watching.
Well, that's
the movie.
but that's like
buddy, you're fucked in the head.
TikTok is a natural evolution of smartphones being around for about 10 years. And I mean the real ubiquity of them being around, especially social media apps for the past 5, like our attention spans get shorter and shorter and shorter. That's why we're seeing more and more and more people on their phones.
But in a movie, you
But
can't.
what do they do
you
at
can't
home?
Take your phone off
What do
for
they do
2
at home
hours?
when they're in a movie? They're on their phones. And that's why TikTok is like, you know what? I'm 5 seconds into a video. I don't like it. Next.
It's Vine, isn't it?
next.
Vine all over again.
It's kind of like Vine all over again, just more interactive. I think it's like the delivery system is just better. It's the same.
Remember that my favorite Vine?
It's the same drug, but it's a better delivery system.
That kid, he's on the phone and he goes, "So no head," and then he smashes his phone.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, pretty good.
It's so good.
Yeah, it is that though, right? Like it's just like it's the attention span is like if it's not captivating at all times, what can catch my attention? If I'm not having a conversation, if we're not having a good conversation, what is going to get my attention?
Look at this. So
The
no
phone.
head. Look at how big it is.
That's a fully destroyed phone. Did he just stomp on his skateboard?
Yeah.
You know what he did after that? He went to the liquor store and he asked if a couple guys could get him 52 ounces of Bombay Sapphire.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That's what he did.
Isn't it so good though?
It looks like Lanky, kind of. It looks like Lanky.
Everyone's saying, "Finally, I understand the joke." What are you talking about?
Is there like a deeper meaning to this that we just don't get?
So no head. He's obviously talking to his girlfriend, and she's not gonna give it up.
It's pretty self-explanatory.
It's so good though.
Yeah.
Why would he be asking her? Can he? Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that's the only polite way to do it. If you like something, you ask.
That's the
I
best
think
fucking
the
Vine.
response to it
I
is
never
a little-
watched Vine. I despise anyone that got famous off of that because it's just stupid. And TikTok.
I don't despise TikTok.
No, TikTok's better because you can actually showcase.
I'm a big
It's
TikToker.
advertising.
It's a
But
Vine
Vine was
It's
bullshit.
a borderline problem for me, I think.
But anyways,
Vine, I never really got. I remember.
so no head is
Did
that's
you just sniff your microphone?
kind of smells like beef bouillon.
That's pretty gross. I remember making some TikToks, making some Vines, but it was in the
Oh
time.
yeah, you having a bath?
It was a time in my
Eating a
life.
loaf of bread?
No loaf of bread, but the toaster was definitely there.
Would you ever eat a whole loaf of bread with nothing on it?
No, I don't think so. I mean, wait, was it cinnamon raisin? If it's a cinnamon
No,
raisin
not
loaf,
cinnamon raisin. No,
like
no,
a
no.
plain.
I can't find those anymore. Those awesome ones.
Isn't it crazy how they used to be everywhere?
Yeah, in the
now-
purple bag.
Yeah, cinnamon raisin, and now it's not a thing.
And
Why?
you toast that, and you don't even need anything on it.
You a little light
Like
bit of
Caldera
butter.
butter.
Yeah, that's it.
Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah. A little bit of butter. I'm salivating right now thinking about it, and the
cinnamon raisin
smell,
bread.
the smell
It's
of it
from,
toasting.
The same as the raisin company. It's the person, the lady on the front with the red
The Sunripe.
Sunripe.
Yep.
That's it. Sunripe raisin bread. They don't fucking sell it
It
anywhere
was
anymore.
cinnamon, and you get a little bit toasted, and you could smell the cinnamon just getting lightly crisp in the toaster. And oh my fucking god, what a morning that was! Those are the best mornings.
Yeah, there it is. It's a red bag now.
Okay, so maybe you just been looking for the wrong color.
Well,
They
whatever.
switched the packaging on you.
You rarely find them. Check it.
Well, I know
There it is. Best raisin bread in the biz. I don't know if you can see
I
that.
don't know if I've ever had that raisin bread.
Sunripe raisin
I
bread?
thought it was Sunripe I had. I don't
Oh,
remember.
it was a purple bag, I thought.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. It was a purple bag. Yeah.
There it is. Swirl raisin, cinnamon raisin bread.
that Pepperidge Farm?
Yeah. That's not the one.
That's not the one either. No, because it was like clear, right? It was clear
Yeah,
that
yeah.
purple. Yeah. You and I are remembering the
You
same.
can see the raisin in the fucking bread from the bag.
Yeah. Oh God, those were the days, man.
Well, I maybe a couple of years ago I bought it. It's so bad for you. But
I haven't had it since I was probably like in high school.
if you look at the fats on it, it's terrible for you.
I was a big bread fan in high school. My friend makes fun of me because he'd come over and I'd be like, "Do you want something to eat?" And he'd be like, "Sure." And I'm like, "Do you want a hot dog bun?" And we would just have hot dog buns.
That's fucking gross.
And I'd be like, "Here you go, have one." And we would just snack
You know
on
what's
hot
great?
dog buns.
Dinner rolls.
They're the best. No
The ones
butter or
where you can
anything.
Squish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
just
don't need
straight up.
anything. Just
Straight up biting into
and
it.
you tear it off, and it just yeah.
And now they got the Hawaiian ones, even
What?
smaller. Hawaiian rolls?
Don't know
Oh my God! They're at the supermarket. They're sweet.
what kind of supermarket.
Every supermarket. You've seen the bag.
Well, I've seen those cinnamon raisin bag as a child. I don't know where it is now.
Hawaiian rolls. Here we go, Canada. Here's the bag. I always bought them.
Show me. Grocery and gourmet food.
They're at
Hawaiian sweet rolls.
They're at Save On.
They look pretty good.
They're at Save On Foods.
Yeah.
They're at,
I would take a couple. It's off. It's saying there's
It's a
an
dinner-
app you can get delivered.
It's a dinner roll, but smaller. What?
They're so good. I remember, like Thanksgiving dinner growing up, like go to grandma's house, I'd have like 8 of those rolls.
Yeah. Oh,
It was
fucking
crazy.
dinner
It was
rolls.
crazy how many carbs I would have. Just so many.
Carbon it up, yes.
Just carbo load. Carbo load when you're 14. That's how you did it.
Blowing some carbo loads.
That's disgusting. I wonder how many carbs are in a load.
Probably none.
Can you look it up?
Oh my God! What? How many carbs are in semen?
Yeah, like your electrical panel. How many carbs in your electrical panel?
That's not my electrical panel. All right, here we go.
Because it's not. Yeah, it's. I don't know if I want to know that. I do want to know that.
How many?
Actually, can you look up what the average sized ejaculate is?
Ew, nope.
Or is it because I used the word ejaculate? I'm kind of curious. What's the average? I guess probably
How many calories or carbs?
probably some
are
wait
in
time
semen?
there. Like how long do you?
5 to 25 calories.
Well, that's not bad. That's nothing. But what carbs did it
It
say?
doesn't say. I don't think there is any carbs.
Can you imagine being the team on that project? Let's break
Yeah,
down
it's full protein.
all protein.
And then the picture is
No, I don't wanna see.
It's 2 cracked eggs in the shape of a dick
That's pretty good.
because it's protein.
It's all protein.
That's disgusting. And the
Probably
balls,
not enough
And
to
the
matter,
balls
though.
are the yolks.
The balls are the yolks. Yeah. All right. That's probably a good place to end it. I think.
Okay, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
This has been fun. I've missed this.
Oh yeah, it was a treat.
I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully we get the video working. But thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for trudging along.
Thanks for it.
We love you guys.
Love you too.
Yeah.
No, the
I said to
audience.
them, I don't love you.
No,
I
I was
barely
talking to
put
the
up with
audience.
you.
I love you too, audience.
All right. Okay, great. Oh, I get it. You're saying you love them as well.
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Well, guys, hopefully you're enjoying some Bombay Sapphire martinis while you're listening to this.
Jesus Christ.
And keep trudging. We'll see you next week.
Yeah, see ya.
Bye.